Hey, well, we're entertainment, and Superman is upon us, at least the trailers and all this stuff at this stage. But the one thing we've all been kind of talking about and saying for quite a while now is that this Superman, there's a hell of a lot riding on the shoulders of this Superman movie. The fact that it needs to be pretty much the best Superman movie ever made. And the fact that if it was to fail, it would probably signal the end of DC moving forward for quite some time. And not just DC, but probably the overall superhero genre on the big screen. Because look, we've seen Marvel right now, it's an absolute disaster. But should Superman fail at the box office, it pretty much spells the end. And now James Gunn has actually confirmed, at least seemingly confirmed, that yes indeed, if this movie fails, that they're not going to continue. Which makes you kind of wonder, well, why the hell do you keep announcing stuff? It also kind of leans back into what we've been saying, which is stop announcing so many things. Don't announce a phase and all this stuff like phase 1 and 2. You should have just announced Superman, worked on that, and left it at that. See if it worked, then plan your next move. Instead of going, we're going to do this, here's our 8-year plan, and everything now hinges on the first movie you're going to put out. Well, let's have a look at this, because the interesting thing about this isn't just that James Gunn is pretty much confirming if this movie fails, they're done. But he also pretty much comes out and says he was absolutely miserable making this movie. So let's have a look at this. So at the start of 2023, James Gunn was announced as the new co-CEO of DC Studios alongside veteran producer Peter Safran. They immediately started working on a new slate of DCU projects, set to be released across film and television, while the DCEU fizzled out of theatres. While Creature Commandos is currently streaming on Max, all eyes will be on Superman next year. If fans and moviegoers alike have rejected the DC brand as a whole, then it could be nigh impossible for the reboot to make the desired impact, particularly when it's sandwiched between the Fantastic Four, The First Steps, and Jurassic World Rebirth, which I said in the previous video that July is going to be a crazy month. If half these movies stick those release dates, that you'll have Superman out, you'll have Fantastic Four out, and Jurassic World. I think Fantastic Four moves. I don't think they're going to try and go up against Superman. I really don't. So, talking to IO9, Gunn admitted that making Superman had proven to be something of an overwhelming experience. He said, "I'm miserable. Really, I'm miserable. But hopefully, it's for the greater good." So, straight away, he's like, oh, this is horrible. So, according to the site, while there's a plan in place for Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, Peacemaker Season 2, and Lanterns, if Superman bombs, well, that could be it for the DCU. Now, it's interesting that they say only them 3 things, because Supergirl, we know, is to start filming next year. I think it's February in the UK, I think. Peacemaker Season 2, already filmed, that's wrapped. Lanterns, I think they are about to have started filming, and they've already announced that yes, a Clayface movie is happening, yes, a Deathstroke movie is happening, yes, plans for a Bane project are in place. So they've actually moved forward on quite a lot of things. So this whole thing of, it's kind of, the plans are in place. No, half of this stuff is already starting and finished. But it says, and this is Gunn acknowledging all of this now, he says, a lot is riding on Superman. I mean, we're not going to just keep making movies. So, right there, he is confirming, if this thing bombs, well, there's no point in us continuing. So it even continues here saying, this is a little troubling, but probably to be expected. While it's hard to imagine a Superman movie not doing well, if the likes of Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice and Justice League have soured people on the character, who knows if he can still be considered a box office draw. That's a bit weird the way they try and say that. To go, oh, BVS and Justice League soured people on the character. No, that's not the case, because everybody was still getting ready and hopeful that Henry Cavill would return, just with a more optimistic and better approach for the character. And of course, everyone got excited when he was talking about the next adventure was going to be full of hope and optimism, and it was going to be the true Superman, truth, justice, and the American way, and all that stuff. So everybody was very much open to continue with Superman. The issue they do have, and the struggle they do have, is something that we talk about, and something that people every now and again try and deny, especially when a movie like Deadpool and Wolverine comes out and makes $1 billion. But it's superhero fatigue. It is a real thing that people are getting to the point of just like, oh, of course, it's another superhero movie. What's next? And the fact that even studio executives are saying, oh, we just have to sit and wait and see what the next thing is, and let superhero movies die out because we're tired of making them, as opposed to saying we should be coming up with new ideas to take over for the superhero movie. But no, they're that dumb that they're going to sit on their hands and wait until this thing burns itself out. If the fatigue of just these superhero movies are there, and if Superman ends up just being another James Gunn project that just is the standard James Gunn project, like if it's just, oh, he's just literally made another Guardians of the Galaxy just with Superman at front and center rather than Star-Lord or something, yeah, I think you're going to burn people out on it. It makes sense that if Superman fails, that what's the point in continuing? Again, they're announcing all of these things, they're greenlighting all of these things, and they still haven't even given a casting hint to who Batman is going to be in the DCU. And every time the Batman gets brought up, they're like, are you just going to bring him across, take him out of Elseworlds and put him into the DCU? And they've already confirmed that no, that's not happening. He thought about it, but that's ultimately not happening. So there is so much riding on this movie. Should it fail, what's the point in continuing? There's absolutely no point, because if fans and audiences reject a Superman movie, then there's no point in you putting out an Authority movie or a Supergirl movie or a Swamp Thing or anything else. There's no point. You may as well just call it a day. So we'll wait and see. Pressure is on. A lot of pressure is on. It has to be something special. And God only knows whether or not we'll actually get that. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.